Hello everyone. Wishing you all a very good morning. How are you doing? Am I audible and visible to all of you? Can you see me? Can you just wave your hands and tell me that you are there? Okay, I can see everyone there. What about the students online here? Vijay, Lakshmi, Surendra, Chandu, Padmakant, Sashank, Venu. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Yes or no? Okay, I guess everyone is there. Let us start today's class, and I think I gave you a homework in the last class, and I'm very disappointed that no one of you sent any answer or responses in the group. Good morning, Venu. It's a disappointing aspect that no one tried the question. Well, see, I always tell you, and I always keep telling you till the last day that I take your class. That would be in 12th standard just before your exams. That if you don't try, nothing will happen. See, no college, no school, no teacher, no book has a magic wand that you just read and the magic wand will wave and all of a sudden you will find yourself in an IIT. No, it's very, very tough to get into an IIT. Very tough. You have to be in the top 4 or 5,000. Remember, the total number of seats in IIT for general category is only 6,000. Only 6,000. And remember, in the general category, everyone has a right to get a seat. So for the normal general category students, the number of seats is still less, around 5,000. If you don't get under 5,000, your entire effort is wasted because you will not get into an IIT. Having said that, effort is important and the passion in your studies is important. If you don't have that, well, it's going to be very difficult for you to clear JEE. And I'm not talking about JEE Advanced. I'm first talking about JEE Mains. It's easy to clear JEE Mains. And I can sure if you clear JEE Mains, you will get something good. But even for that, you will require a lot of hard work and discipline, which I'm sorry to say is lacking at your part right now. You got 3 days, but still no one tried the question. No one asked anything about the question. That means you are not concerned about your studies at all. Remember what Lord Krishna said in Mahabharata, Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Karm tumko karne padenge. You have to do your karma. Then the phal will be there in the hand of the God. God will not come and do your karma. God will not come and do your homework. No. God will not come and do your notes. No. No, he will not do. You will not be completing your note if you are hoping that God is going to come and complete your note. I told you the story of that Sadhu Baba who was always meditating and hoping that God will help him. God sent a few of his messengers to help him, but he was not ready to take their help. So if you don't help yourself, no one in this universe can help you. No college, no teacher, no notes. If you think that you can read notes and you can clear IIT, get out of the class. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen by reading notes. No one in this universe can clear IIT. Forget about IIT. You cannot even clear JEE Mains. You don't write, don't do. You are just wasting your time and you are wasting precious money of your parents. They have earned it very hard way. I know it. In all this pandemic time, I have seen how hard it is to earn money. And if you are wasting it like this, well, God will see that you are wasting resources and he will tackle with you in the same way. I do not want to use harsh words, but I am very, very disappointed, very, very disappointed by your all efforts. And I don't see any genuine participant, any genuine student who really wants to study. I really don't see anyone. Right now, no one. So at the end of the day, when you are going to give your JEE, if you are going to blame your incompetence on the school or the college or the teacher, first look into you. Keep this video. Keep this video. I'll save this video. And then I'll show when you pass out, I'll show it to you. To see, I told you that. That's not going to happen. Video is the proof, and I do things with proof. That's my way of doing things. Do it, prove it. So I've given you one warning. If you don't get up now, time will run away. It's already October. We've already done almost 6 months of your 11th standard. You still not wake up, better keep sleeping and look for other avenues. IIT will be out of your reach. Definitely out of your reach if you don't wake up now. So if you have any aspirations of getting into an IIT, bacha, this is the time that you get up, or you say bye bye IIT. I had nice time thinking about you. Very nice time thinking about you. I dreamt about you, but that was all. I am a dreamer and I can do nothing but dream, and I will not wake up from my dreams. I will keep sleeping because dreams are good. Reality is nothing. Reality gives me nothing. Reality makes me to work hard. I don't want to work hard. I want to relax. I want to get into an IIT. God help you. So I hope this would wake you up, shake you up, and this is meant to wake and shake. The question was like this. If this block moves here, x1, this block has to go down with x2, or velocity v1, velocity v2, or acceleration a1, acceleration a2. You have to find out the relation between x1 and x2. Only one student tried this question. Only one. She was not correct. Why? But she tried. She kept on trying. She was not correct, but she kept on trying. That is what I want. If you can't get it, bye-bye IIT. Bye-bye NIT. Bye-bye everyone. We are here for fun. We shall have fun. Chalo, 5 minutes to everyone, and I'm watching you. Solve this question and get me the answer. Let's see who gets an answer. Did anyone try this? Can I have some raise hand? Did anyone try this question? Good. 5 or 6. Well done, bacha. Well done. If you tried, well done. But you did not send the answers on the Telegram group, so I don't know. There is a kahawat in Hindi. Jungle mein moor nacha kisne dekha? So if you just keep on dancing at your place, no one will see it. Put it on YouTube. Your YouTube is Telegram group. Put it on the Telegram group. That is your YouTube where I will see it and where I will tell you whether it's right or not. Don't just try and keep mum. Tell me, tell your friends. I told you to put it in the Telegram group, beta. Do it. Okay, I'll give you some options. I think I've given you some options for the answer for this one. Let me write the option once again. X1 is x2 cos theta. First option. Then the second option is x2 is x1 cos theta. X1 is x2 tan theta. X2 is x1 tan theta. X1 is x2 sin theta. X2 is x1 sin theta. So I've given you all the 6 possible options. For those who have tried, well done. How many for option number 1? I have no hands for option number 1. Option number 2? No one. Option number 3? No one. Option number 4? Wow, so many of you have got option number 4. So I'll just take option number 4. I don't know because even I am confused. So I will tell you the answer is either option number 3 or option number 4. I'll see. I am also confused. I'll have to also see whether it's option number 3 or option number 4. Let us solve the question and find out whether it is option number 3 or option number 4. How I'm going to do this? Draw a sketch. Sketch is already there. Isolate the bodies. I am not going to isolate the body. I'm just going to solve it without isolating. Number 3, draw the free body diagram. I'll have to look for the normal reaction. What is the normal reaction on this body? The normal reaction on this body will be perpendicular like this. And I told you in the last class, remember the components. Which one is this component, sine or cos? Which one is this component, sine or cos? Do you remember? Is it sine theta or cos theta? The horizontal component of normal reaction. Anyone? Sine theta or cos theta? I think it is sine theta. Yes or no? This is n sine theta. Yes or no? So this one is n cos theta. Now we draw it on this block. On this block, normal reaction is going like this. It can again be resolved into two components, this one and this one. This is n sine theta and this is n cos theta. Do we agree on this? Yes or no? We agree on this? Yes or no? Okay. Then we have our results now. I will find the work done on this green. Green, it is n sine theta in this side and x1 on this side. So the green one becomes n sine theta times x1. This is the green one. We got the green one. N sine theta into x1. This is the green one. They are in the same direction. Now let us look at the blue one. For the blue one, n cos theta is upwards and x2 is downwards. N cos theta upwards, x2 downwards, n cos theta upwards, x2 downwards. Angle is 180, so minus n cos theta into x2 should be equal to 0. This is my blue one. And this is my entire thing. Now I just solve it. If I solve it, what I get x1 sine theta is equal to x2 cos theta. And the answer is x2 is x1 tan theta. x2 is x1 tan theta, and that is the correct answer. Do we understand this? Can I raise hands from everyone in the class? I can't see the right hand side where girls normally sit. I don't see it. So I hope that they've understood this. Please put your hands down. What about the others in the online class? Are we there? Surendra, Padmakant. Well done. Chandu, Venu. Do we understand this? Even if you have not tried this, still I have given you a wake-up call. Please wake up. Life is good. Everything is fine. If you just work hard. So I'll give you one last, for everyone in the class, one last chance to redeem yourself. Again, I told you that star marking system. Mark the question that you think will help you in solving or in understanding the entire topic when you revise. Remember, after 2 years, when are you going to give your JEE? You would be needing to revise the topic very, very quickly. Mark your questions now. Mark your points now. This is the marking that is going to help you in your final revision. I am not going to repeat it. No, I'll repeat it many times as possible. Humanly, I will repeat it. Mark your questions, mark your questions, mark your questions. Because at the end of the day, at the end of 2 years, if you just ask me, sir, what to revise, I may not be able to help you out. Because then I'll tell you, bacha, I already told you how to revise. So please, 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 please keep that in mind. Here comes one question. Oops, why this gone teda? Okay, now comes this question. Theta, again wedge constraint. The last one on this wedge constraint. And remember, this is at 90 degrees. So I've changed something from the previous questions. Now, wedge and a rod kept on that wedge. Where is things going to move? Let me move it here. Let me move this gentleman here, X1 here, X1 in this side, towards left. Where will the rod move? Where will the rod move? Where will the rod move? Anyone? How will the rod move? Upwards, downwards? Upwards. Will it move like this? Along the straight line? No, it will move like this. Remember at 90 degrees it will move. So it will move like this. The red one or pink or whatever color this is. So I need to find, no, you need to find a relation between X1 and X2. Wake up call for everyone who had who had been sleeping throughout this week. I hope all of you online are also trying. TNK 3024, TNK 3020, Surendra, Chandu, Padmakant, Sashank, Venu. I hope everyone is there trying. I need a relation between X1, X2. What are the options? Options will be same. I will write the options here because you might be used to seeing options. That is one of my weak points. I don't give options to students. I've realized it. So I've improved it. So I've decided that I'll always give you an option so that it makes you feel that you are in an examination hall. So there are the options, but I may not give you only 4 options. I may give you 6 or 8 or only 2. So it depends on my liking, my choice, how many options I choose to give. So here are the options for you. Here are the options for you. 6 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Give you a minute to win it. Take your minute. Get your answers. Stay happy. I want you to be happy. So now is the time to face the music. Music means to face the reality. To face the reality. I hope everyone has tried the question. Yes or no? Everyone has tried it. Let us have a look at what might be the answer. Even I don't know it. I have some idea, but I don't know it exactly. I may make a mistake. Stupid mistake that will cost me my rank, but I don't have to worry about the rank because I have already cleared it. Option number 1. How many people for option number 1? No one. Option number 2. No one. Option number 3. I see one hand. No. That is Sarka head, not a hand. So no one for option number 3. Option number 4. No one seems to be interested in option number 4. Option number 5. I see 3 or 4 hands for option number 5. And the last is option number 6. How many for option number 6? Only I see one student for option number 5. No one for option number 6. Let us see. Shashank thinks option number 6. So basically I can tell you this, that the answer is either option number 5 or option number 6. Which one? Let us see which one. Let us now draw the normal reaction. Remember, the normal reaction on this gentleman is like this, and I told you break it up into 2 components, this one and this one. Remember, this component has to be 9 sin theta and 9 sin theta and sin theta. Do not get confused in this, in the examination, all this sine theta and cos theta, gentlemen, hurt a lot. Jara si galti, small mistake, answer goes away. Now, let us draw it for this one. For this one, this will be n. On the wedge, n is like this. On the rod, n is like this. N is here. This is n sine theta. And this one is n cos theta. Let me start with the blue one. Let me start with the green one. X1 is left. N sine theta is right. X1 is here. N sine theta is here. So it becomes minus n sine theta times x1. I hope you all understand this. I have taken the component minus n sine theta into x1. What about the blue one? In the blue one, you see n is upwards, not upwards. N is like this. And x2 is also like this. So I don't have to use this one or this one. This is useless. No need of these two components. N is here. X2 is also here. No need of these two components. These two components are irrelevant now. Plus n into x2 should be equal to 0. That should be my equation. From here, it is very evident that x2 is x1 sine theta. And that is the relation that we were looking at. Do we understand this? Can I have some raise hand that we understand this, sir? Okay. Now remember one more thing. This x1 and x2, x1, x2, v1, v2, a1 and a2 are velocities, displacements, and acceleration with respect to ground. Remember this, another star mark wala thing. All these things are displacements or velocities or accelerations with respect to ground. Do we understand this? You must not forget this. All these are velocities, displacements, and accelerations with respect to ground. I hope you have got your DPPs. So there are some questions in the DPPs. If you can solve them, that would be good. Now the next heading that we are going to put is the weighing machine. Now before going into the weighing machine, I will give you 2 minutes because this topic is entirely over. I'll keep my mouth shut for all the students who are online as well as offline. I'll give you 2 minutes. If you have any doubt in whatever we have done till now, please let me know. I'll give you 2 minutes. If there's anything, give you 2 minutes to recap, to go through your entire topic on constraints, string constraint, wedge constraint, go through string constraint, go through wedge constraint. If there is anything that you need help on, please let me know. So I'm waiting for responses from your side. Is there anything that I can help you with? Any doubt that I can help you with? Okay. Now trust me, if you have understood the constraint up till now, you have done exceedingly well, because this is the worst possible scenarios that I have given you. You cannot get a constraint which is more difficult than this one. So I will move ahead now into something which is known as weighing machine. What does a weighing machine do? Anyone from the class? Anyone from the online class? What does a weighing machine do? In simple terms, what does a weighing machine do? Now, this weighing machine problems can come in JEE Mains, not so much in JEE Advanced. JEE Advanced hardly has a weighing machine problem. Yeah, but they can give a weighing machine problem combined with fluids or something like that. They will have something in fluid, then they will put the weighing machine. Such questions have come in JEE. There is a jar full of water, then there is a weighing machine, then they put something inside this water, and then they ask what is the reading in the weighing machine. So such questions have come. So now I want to ask everyone who is in the class, what do you understand by a weighing machine? What is a weighing machine? Anyone? Now this is how a weighing machine naturally looks like. This is I've just there's just an exaggerated view of the weighing machine. It's just I have a weighing machine here. Okay, it's kept there. I can't go there. So it's just a simple plate like thing, and you stand on top of it and you see the reading. Nowadays, every weighing machine is a digital one, so it gives you in decimals what your weight is. So what does a weighing machine do? Now, the simple answer would be a weighing machine measures weight. A weighing machine measures weight, but this is not the exact answer. How does it know your weight? It is not a magical entity. It is not Dumbledore that it knows everything. It is not Wikipedia that it knows everything. How does this weighing machine know your weight? Anyone, any idea? How does this weighing machine know your weight? It is not magical. So basically, when you are standing on a weighing machine, and if I would draw the free body diagram of this gentleman, the weight of this gentleman is acting downwards, mg, and the normal reaction from the weighing machine is acting upwards, n. Now this is the normal reaction exerted by, this is the normal reaction exerted by the weighing machine on the man. Similar to this normal reaction, there would be a normal reaction which I would draw in a different color. The green color would suit me. So this is the normal reaction, and this is the normal reaction, and which is the normal reaction exerted by man on the weighing machine. Both are equal and opposite. Equal and opposite because they are action reaction force. Now this gentleman, the black gentleman, is in equilibrium. So the forces must equate. When the forces equate, I get normal reaction equates mg. Now the question is, the actual question was, how does this weighing machine tell you your weight? It does not tell you your weight. It basically tells you what is the value of this normal reaction. So in simple terms, what does a weighing machine measure? The weighing machine does not measure your weight. It does not know your weight at all. No, does not know your weight at all. What it knows is how much force you are exerting on the machine, or how much force machine is exerting on you. It calculates that force, and if everything else is simple, everything else is not changing, this normal reaction has to be equal to your weight, and that is what a weighing machine measures? A weighing machine does not measure the weight, but it measures the force exerted by the object on its upper surface. So it basically is going to measure the normal reaction that you have exerted, or anyone who is standing on top of it has exerted. Do we understand this? Can I have some reason that we understand this from the class? Everyone understand this? At the back, left hand side at the back. I don't see raised hands coming from there. Right hand side, I don't see the right hand side. I hope everyone have understood this. A weighing machine simply measures the normal reaction between the machine and the gentleman who is standing on top of that machine. Machine and the gentleman, it only measures the force between the machine and the gentleman. If you have understood this, then I have a simple problem taken from your notes, which is this one. And here it comes, a very simple problem. And the problem states what? A man of mass 60 kgs is standing on a weighing machine 2. So this is the weighing machine 2. Mass of 5 kg. Weighing machine, the mass of this weighing machine is 5 kg placed on ground. Another same weighing machine is placed on the top of the man's head. A block of mass 50 kg is kept on the weighing machine. Remember, the mass of this weighing machine is also 5 kgs. Calculate the readings of the weighing machines 1 and 2. Your time starts now. What is the reading on the weighing machine 1? What is the reading on the weighing machine 2? That is the answer. That is the question. Do we have the answers for this one? It is a pretty simple, straightforward question. The first answer, the reading on the weighing machine. If I draw the free body diagram of this weighing machine, this will be the weighing machine. 50 kg block is kept on top of it. This 50 kg block will exert 50 multiplied by 10, 500 newtons. This weighing machine will exert a normal reaction N. This normal reaction N will be equal to 500 newtons. Yes or no? So the first reading would be 500 newtons. Yes or no? That would be the reading in this machine. Do we understand this? Yes or no? 500 newtons will be the reading in the first weighing machine. Can I have some raised hand that we understand this? Okay. Now the only thing that remains for you to answer, which I would ask you to give me the answer, what will be the reading in the lower machine? Now remember, for the lower machine, you can take all these three things as one body and you can find out what is the normal reaction exerted by this entire body. This entire body consists of number 1, man, number 2, weighing machine, number 3, the block. That is the hint that I have given to you. Hint that I have given to you is that consider all three as one body. Now, if I take all three as one body and draw the free body diagram of that body, which I will draw using the green ink, the entire body will have the weight. How much will be the weight? Now see, you have a man of 60 kgs. So 60 plus a weighing machine of 5, 65. plus a man of, no, plus a block of 50 kg, 65 plus 50 is 115. So 115 kgs is the total mass multiplied by G. 100 and, no, 1150 newtons will be the force, weight downwards. Normal reaction from the machine would be upwards. This end will be equal to 1150. And as you can see now, important thing, this weighing machine is not measuring the weight of the man. It is measuring the entire weight of the entire system, because that is the normal reaction exerted by the entire bodies on this weighing machine. So the answer is, first answer is 500 newtons, the reading in machine number 1. The second answer is 1150 newtons, which is the reading in machine 2. Do we understand this? Can I have some raise hands that we understand this? Everyone at the back, with the front, left hand side, right hand side. Okay, done. Well done. Now, remember, the question that will come in a JEE exam will not be as simple. I'll tell you, but I'll tell you when that question comes, because that is from a different topic. We will not discuss that topic. So remember, whenever you have a question on weighing machine, it's not about the weight, it's about the normal reaction. That is what you need to understand from this small discussion. Taking this small discussion forward, we now come to the next force that we have to understand. And the next force, till now, how many forces have we read? First one, gravitational force, mg, always downwards. Second one, normal reaction force between two bodies, always perpendicular. Third one, tension in the string, always pulling. 3 forces we have dealt with up till now. This is the fourth one, which will probably give you the most problems. Spring force. Spring force. So the next heading is spring force, or force in the spring, Fs. Spring force or force in the spring, Fs. Now, we have gone through two terms or two bodies. One is a spring, another one is a string. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between the spring and the string, apart from T and P? Spring has a P and string has a T. String has a T, so that means it has tension. A nice way of understanding it. It has tension. T standing for tension. What does P stand for then? Okay, P does not stand for anything. I just made this out just to make some sense. Now remember, what is the difference between a string and a spring? Whenever we talked about a string, remember, strings cannot be stretched. The length of the string remains same. Strings cannot be compressed. Strings can only pull. Strings cannot push. But what about springs? Springs can be extended. If this is their natural length, they can be extended. If this is their natural length, they can be compressed. So strings can be extended as well as compressed. But whenever you are doing that, whenever you are stretching the spring or compressing the spring will try to come back to its original state, the natural length. And this property is known as elasticity. Do we know this? This property by which the spring comes back to its original state is known as elasticity. So whenever there is a spring and the natural length of the spring is L0, it is in its natural state, it does not exert a force on anything. If I have a body attached here, it will not exert any force on the body, because the spring is in its natural length, natural state. But if I now change the scenario, this is a block of mass M. Now what I have done is I have changed the length of this spring L naught is the natural length. I have changed the length by X. In fact, I have extended the spring by a length X. What do you think will happen on the block? What do you think will happen on the block? The spring will exert a force on the block and it will try to move the block this side. Yes or no? It will try to pull the block now. It is pulling the block. It is pulling the block. That force is known as the spring force. Remember, if I look at from this point, the force on the force exerted by the spring is 0. This point is known as the mean position. The mean position. Mean position or equilibrium position is the point where the spring or the force exerted on the body is 0. Do we understand this? Can I have some raised hands that we have understood this? Mean position. There is one more name for mean position which might make more sense. Please put your hands down. There is one more name for mean position which would probably make more sense, and that name is known as equilibrium position. That name is known as equilibrium position. Okay, let me try to elaborate it here. This is my spring force, the heading. I hope you are writing. All of you are writing. I'll draw some big diagrams so that you understand what I am trying to state. Now let us suppose that a mass is attached to this spring, and let us suppose that the spring in its is natural length. This is the natural length of the spring. The force exerted by the spring on this block will be 0, and this position is where the force is 0. This is known as mean position, or the other better name is equilibrium position. Remember the name equilibrium. Does this equilibrium position tells you something? Remember what is equilibrium? Equilibrium is the position, equilibrium is the state where the force acting on the body is 0. Yes or no? Can I have some raise hand? Yes or no? Okay, so force exerted on this body by the spring is 0. Now what is going to happen? Now we are going to move on to the next diagram. Next diagram, and I'll put it here. I think I can put it here, yes. The next diagram, the green diagram. And what is going to happen in the green diagram? Let us try to see what is going to happen in the green diagram. And it is quite evident what has happened here. The natural length of the spring, as you can see, was L0. But now the spring has been extended by X. So it is not on its mean position now. What is going to happen with the block? Now this block will be experiencing a force in this direction, Fs. Yes or no? Now this block will be experiencing a force Fs in the backward direction. And this force is known as the spring force. Do we get it? Please draw the diagram. Fs is the spring force. Now the value of this Fs, the spring force, if I write it vectorly, is given by minus kx vector. Now what does this indicate? Remember, the displacement of x is in the forward direction. That means I have extended the spring But when I extend the spring in the forward direction, the force is in the reverse direction, and therefore this negative sign indicates the direction of force is opposite to the displacement from the mean position. Yes or no? We understand this? The direction of this force is opposite to the direction of displacement, and that is why I have written minus. If you don't want to use vectors, don't use them. You can simply write Fs is minus Kx. But always remember, this minus sign only indicates what? That the direction of force is opposite to the displacement. We got this? I think the screen sharing had disappeared. We got this. Fs is minus Kx, minus indicating direction is opposite. Yes or no? We got this. When you extend the spring, it will exert force in the opposite direction. We understand this, everyone? Can I have some raised hands from the people who are sitting in the class as well as online? Surendra, Padmakan, Goli, Shashank, Venu. So far, so good. Anyone any doubts? Okay, let us now do one more case where instead of extending the spring, I am going to compress the spring by X. I am going to draw the diagram. You also do the diagram, draw the diagram on your own. How does the diagram look like? And then we will compare whether my diagram and your diagram are same or not. So now I will pause screen sharing. I will be drawing my diagram. Till the time I draw my diagram, you have the time to draw your diagram. Instead of extending, the spring is compressed. Your time starts now. So you have to draw the diagram of the spring getting compressed. I am also drawing my diagram. Then we will compare the two diagrams and see how does the two diagrams compare. I hope all of you are drawing the diagrams. I have drawn my diagram and now I'm going to resume the share for compressed spring. And this is the diagram that I have drawn. As you can see now, the natural length of the spring was L0. It is compressed by X from the mean position. Look at the green arrow. From the mean position, it has moved by X distance here. And you can see the blue arrow for the force. Force is in the opposite direction. If I write the value of this force vectorly, this Fs is always equal to minus K into X. Minus indicating that it is opposite to the direction of displacement. Now this minus K or this K is coming. What is this K? This K is a constant which is known as the spring constant. Have you heard about this spring constant? Have you heard about this spring constant? Anyone? Now the spring constant tells us the stiffness of the spring. How stiff the spring is. Imagine there was a time, I don't know whether you have used, there was a ball pen which used to do tuck, 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 and it used to open and it used to close. That ball pen has a very small spring and that spring is very light. You can easily press it with your hands. That spring is very light. the spring constant for that spring will be very small. Now imagine the spring which is on bikes. If you have seen the rear portion of the bike or on the front side you don't see the spring, rear side you see big spring. Now this big spring compresses when you encounter a pothole. गड्ढा जब आ जाता है, it compresses and therefore you do not feel the effect of that gadda. That spring is stiffer than your pen ka spring. Move on to car. In your cars also, if you look, we call it suspensions in the car. Big springs. Behind the wheels, you will see big springs. They only get compressed when 2 or 3 people are sitting at the back. And when you encounter a porthole, this spring compresses. That is a spring whose spring constant is more than the spring constant of a spring in a bike. Come to the bigger one. Train ka dabba, train ka coach. If you see train ka coach, you will see big spring, 4 or 5 springs on one end of the coach, 4 or 5 springs on the other end of the coach. These are very stiff spring. Even if you jump on it, nothing will happen. But when 70, 80 people are sitting or sleeping in that coach, and when the rails go up and down, this spring gives you that cushioning effort. K tells us how stiff the spring is. For a very stiff spring, the value of K will be very high. For a very light spring, the value of K will be very less. Do we understand this? Can I have some raised hand that we understand this, sir? K, spring constant, tells us the stiffness of the spring. If the K is very large, spring is very hard, difficult to compress, difficult to extend. If K is very small, spring is very light, you can easily compress or extend it. Now, before ending today's class, I will give you a small problem on this spring. And what is the small problem on this spring? A very basic problem. So I have this wall and a body is attached to this wall. The natural length of the spring is L0, and the spring, as you can see, is extended by X from its mean position. You have to do these things. You have to draw the free body diagram of block M. You have to find the value of normal reaction, the value of spring force, and the acceleration of the block. The spring constant of the spring is given as K. Here is the question for you, and I am waiting for your answers here. Okay. So I hope everyone got this. Can I have some raise hand that we have done this? Everyone in the class, as well as everyone in the online class, Goli, Suren, Padmakant, Shashank, Venu. Have you done this question? Remember, nothing has changed. You just need to follow the step. Step number 1, draw a sketch. Sketch is there. Step number 2, isolate the bodies. Nothing to isolate, only one body. Step number 3, draw the free body diagram. Let us start. Let us not forget our usual suspects. Weight mg going down. Normal reaction going up. Then the spring is extended, so spring will exert a force. It will be in this direction. that will be equal to Fs. This becomes the free body diagram of this body. Did we get this, everyone? Okay, we got this. Now let us see what is going to happen. This block cannot move like this. In the up and down direction, it cannot move. So what will happen in the up and down direction? That is the green equation. The green equation will be N equals mg. So I get the value of normal reaction. Normal reaction is equal to mg. Yes or no? We understand this? The next one is to get the value of Fs. Fs, the direction of Fs is here. How do I get the value of Fs? It is very simple. We know it. Fs is equal to K multiplied by X. I am not writing the negative sign because I already know that it is backwards. So I know it is backwards. So instead of writing the negative sign, I can just write the arrow that it is backwards. Do we understand this? Negative sign only indicates the direction. I have written the direction by backwards. So force is Kx backwards. Now, the only thing that remains is to find out the value of this acceleration A. How do I get the value of acceleration A? I'll have to write the equation along x-axis. In x-axis, there is only one force, Fs, backwards. There is no force in the forward direction. So where will this block move? This block will accelerate in the backward direction. Let me call the acceleration as A. Only one force, Fs. No force in this direction. Fs is to the left. Fs is to the left. That should be equal to m into A, which is towards the left. And this becomes the equation of motion. Fs is equal to ma. Now the only thing that remains is to put the value of Fs. Fs is Kx. Remember, I have not put minus because I know the direction. So Kx is equal to ma. That implies my A will be equal to Kx by m. Do we understand this? How I have achieved this fate, this result? Can I have some raised hand that we understand this? Acceleration will be Kx by m and it will be in the backward direction. If this question was for compression, if I would have compressed it, the acceleration would be in this direction. Do we understand this, everyone? In the online class, do we understand this? Vijay Lakshmi, I think she has just joined. Surendra, Padmakant, Goli, Shashank, Venu, and all the ones in the class. Can I have a last raise of hand that we have understood this? Spring forth up till here. Left hand side. Do we understand this? Left hand side bench. Okay. So I'll end the class here today. And today is Friday. I think you have a class on Saturday as well. So on Saturday, we'll be starting with the spring wale questions. So be ready. Cover your portion up till here. We'll start with spring problems in the next class. That's it from my side today. Hope you keep on studying and you keep on working hard. Tata. Bye-bye and take care.